Hi, this is Sharif Talib, the Math Fixer, off of hiatus. I really felt like the information that I provided needed to be applied before I could really come back on and go into anything else. If I would have continued with the videos I was doing before, the only thing I could do is start showing parents how to do math. Once I tell you that your scholars need to practice arithmetic with whole numbers and then integers, then they need to move to order of operations second after arithmetic. Then after order of operations, they need to combine like terms and do the distributive property. And then after doing that, they need to do inverse operations to solve equations. Those are the four core foundation skills of all mathematics. After that, it's be able to do all of those things with decimals and fractions. After you can do them with whole numbers, negative and positive, learn how to do them with decimals, negative and positive, and then fractions, negative and positive, all four of those. But anyway, if I had continued to do those videos I had done previously, the only thing that I could have done was go into how to do those things. And parents, I'm not trying to teach you, I'm trying to help you structure things in such a way that your scholars can be successful in mathematics. So I came off of hiatus because now scholars are going on winter break. I'm in between classes as we speak. Um, Make sure nobody's in here. I'm in between classes right now as we speak. Uh, and had to have some serious conversations with my scholars because a lot of them, well, all of them really, want to say, I'm going on winter break, so I'm on break. But if you have an F in my class or you're maybe 2 or 3 points away from an F, do you really want to take a break? Do you really want to not look at math at all? Possibly and definitely forget some skills, lose some vocabulary because some of the words that we use, you don't use them unless we're in class. Is it really a good choice for you to do that? For you to just let it go? I don't think so. Um, if you're that far behind, you have to learn the discipline. You have to, as we said back in the day when we were pledging, you have to build the intestinal fortitude. Yes, that's a word I learned online. Pledging Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Yo, yo. Fall 87, Bowie State. Um, at what point do we start teaching our scholars how to really, and I'm trying to use the earphone microphone this time, how to really deal with the how life is going to be? I am a teacher still because I want to. It's hard, it's hard, and if we baby our scholars too much, then they don't, for lack of better words, build that tough skin so that they can deal with it when they get out. Do you know that there are parents that are actually calling jobs after their child is an adult? It might be their first job, second job, whatever, out of school, but there are actually parents that are calling jobs like, why didn't my child get the job? I've been working since I was in the 10th grade, and I've applied to jobs and didn't get, I never interviewed and didn't get it, but sorry, not trying to brag, but I've lost jobs. Yeah, I lost a job being stupid when I was young. Um, and I don't imagine, I wouldn't have not have imagined my mother calling my boss to say anything. I wouldn't because I'm an adult. At that point, I'm an adult. I might not, I was in the 10th grade, but as far as on my job, me handling my business of my job, that's what you got to do. But back to my point, at what point do we start letting our scholars or start building that in our scholars? At what point do we start doing that? I've taught middle school, I've taught high school, and in both at both levels. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, when you get to college, you're going to spend money because if you finish, because you're going to be retaking some classes because these professors are not going to go with that. So, at what point do we start telling a scholar, you can't chill all summer? You can't chill over what do they call it? Winter break. Not Christmas break now, it's winter break, and not Easter break, it's spring break. So, when are we going to start having our scholars say, okay, you chilled, you did some social media stuff while you were supposed to be working? Um, I started doing a Saturday class even before the school started doing it, which meant I wasn't getting paid for it. I did 2 hours from 9 o'clock to 10 for one class, and then from 10 o'clock to 11 for another class. I teach eighth grade math and then eighth grade algebra, which is actually ninth grade algebra. They just take it in eighth grade. So I spent Saturdays, even before the school started paying me, because I knew they needed it. And I would have scholars that would tell me I had something to do. Okay. But that same person wants to come back later and ask me for extra credit work, which I don't give. I will give makeup work if you've attempted it, but I don't give extra credit work. No, 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 nope. No, no extra credit work. You can make up what you've already done or was supposed to do. And if you don't do it in the first place, why am I going to give you something to make up that you didn't even do? But anyway, um, yeah. When is a scholar not going to just chill? Um, I do a spring break course too. I did that last year, distance learning, because I knew the scholars needed it. Um, the school was nice enough to start paying me later. I mean, they paid me, they back paid me, but I didn't do it because I thought I was going to get paid. I did it because the scholars needed it, and I emailed the parents and let them know your child is failing. They need to do this, and most of the parents, if not all of them, were like, okay. All of this I'm saying is to get to the point that if you didn't do enough during the school year to make a decent grade, which I think should be an A or B. Now, if you make a C and you are in every tutoring session, I mean, for the most part, all the tutoring sessions, you come to the Saturday class, you're engaged in class. I mean, you are doing your best, and you get a C. I think that you need to be congratulated because I bet you were probably a student that failed a class previously if you did all of that and you still got a C. Just being realistic. So I commend you on that. You probably learned more this year than you did previously. So I commend you on that because you grew. But if you're not putting forth that kind of effort, your mentality is, well, I'm passing, and you don't have an A or B, why are you on break? Because I guarantee you were taking breaks during the school year. I don't know too many scholars that tell me, Mrs. Halib, I didn't get on the phone, I didn't do any social stuff. I've been grinding out. I can't even say I know anybody that's doing that and not making an A or B, honestly. I have in the past, yes, I have. I've known people to make a C, yeah. And I commended them because they were with me every day after school when I do tutoring, and they were with me every weekend when I do tutoring. So while they're going through their struggle and their process, I'm congratulating them. Because if you have a C and you're still coming every day, I need to encourage you. So I'm going to let you know. And I'm going to remind you where you were before you were doing all of that. Because a lot of scholars, they make Fs. Okay, 9 minutes. They make Fs, and then when they make one good grade, or they get their grade up to a decent grade, they just relax. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. If you had to swim, if you had to study to get it there, guess what? You got to keep swimming and studying, or you just gonna fall back down again. So I'm gonna end this here. It's 10 minutes. This time I'm gonna go on comments. I'm not gonna follow up with this unless I get, comments good or bad. But the whole point of all of this is, at what point do we tell students that they have to work over a break based on their grades? Where do they start, getting that? Because if we wait until they're in the 11th grade, the 10th grade, if we wait till then, it may take a year or so for them to get that down. But then they got to jump right into college, or they got to get in the senior year. And at some schools, senior year is just like college. So my point is, um, when do we start doing like a serious accountability thing? I have administration asking me to give a lot of opportunities, to the point where when a scholar passes my class, they still don't really have it. They don't have it. But they just did an assignment so many times, or I broke the assignment up to only one skill a piece, and we handled this skill. Okay, now don't think about that. Think about this skill. All right, now don't think about that. But if I give them a test with all the skills on it, they'll fail it. So at what point do we start holding our scholars personally, at home, for these vacations? I don't have to give you a packet. Go back over the stuff that I've already given you that you have a grade on. See if you can redo it. Yeah. But anyway, um, Sharif Talib, Math Fixer, um, private chat. Private chat me, or talk to me private. Email me if you want to know background and stuff. Why I feel like I have the right to say the things that I say if you haven't looked up my background previously. All right, I gotta get ready for class. Peace.